a mother leans over her child's cradle in the dim light of a Victorian parlor. The baby wails relentlessly, sickly, and sleepless. From the cabinet, she takes a small bottle of syrup, pours a spoonful, and gently tips it into the infant's mouth. Within minutes, the cries fall silent, replaced by deep, unnatural sleep. To the mother, it is a miracle. To history, it is a tragedy. This is the story of the soothing syrups, popular remedies laced with morphine, opium, and heroin that calmed generations of children, often with deadly consequences. In the 19th century, medicine was still largely unregulated. Families relied on patent remedies and tonics sold by pharmacists, peddlers, and even traveling salesmen. These products often carried bold promises: cures for coughs, teething pain, sleeplessness, or general irritability. For exhausted parents struggling with infants, soothing syrups seemed like salvation in a bottle. The most famous of these was Mrs. Winslow's soothing syrup, first marketed in the mid-1800s, advertised as a cure for colic, teething, and fussiness. It became a household name across Britain and America. Its label proudly claimed to be perfectly harmless. But the truth was far from harmless. The syrup contained morphine, a powerful opiate, along with alcohol. Each teaspoon held enough morphine to sedate a baby into unconsciousness. Repeated doses built up in the tiny bodies of infants, leading to malnutrition, respiratory failure, and in many cases, death. In an era before modern pediatric medicine, the risks were barely understood. Mothers saw their babies soothed, unaware of the danger hidden behind the silence. Mrs. Winslow's was not alone. Similar concoctions flooded the market. Godfrey's cordial, known grimly as the mother's friend, contained opium. Delby's carminative blended alcohol and narcotics. Cop's baby's friend included morphine. These syrups were marketed with gentle names, floral packaging, and glowing testimonials. They were affordable, easy to find, and recommended by neighbors and advertisements alike. In some poor communities, syrups were even used as makeshift childcare, sedating babies so that parents could work long hours in factories without interruption. The medical consequences were devastating. Reports emerged of children growing emaciated, their growth stunted, their eyes glazed from constant sedation. Mortality rates in infants soared in areas where soothing syrups were most common. Newspapers occasionally printed warnings, but the advertising power behind the syrups drowned out criticism. Physicians, too, were complicit. Some prescribed or endorsed these products, seeing them as convenient solutions rather than questioning their contents. By the late 19th century, mounting concern finally forced change. Medical journals began to document the dangers of narcotic-laced remedies, linking them to high infant mortality. Reformers and public health advocates campaigned for stricter regulation. The turning point came with the rise of food and drug laws in the early 20th century. In the United States, the Pure Food and Drug Act of 1906 required manufacturers to disclose ingredients, exposing the morphine and opium hidden inside. Public outrage grew, and gradually, the syrups were withdrawn or reformulated without narcotics. The legacy of these syrups is haunting. Thousands of children likely died from overdoses, their deaths attributed to vague infantile weakness or failure to thrive. Parents, unknowingly complicit, lived with grief and guilt. For historians, the syrups serve as a stark reminder of how desperation, marketing, and ignorance can combine to create lethal practices. What was trusted as medicine was, in truth, poison disguised as sweetness. Even today, the echoes of the soothing syrups remain relevant. The opioid crisis of the modern world reflects the same pattern. Substances once promoted as safe and miraculous, later revealed as devastatingly addictive and deadly. The Victorian parent soothing her baby with morphine syrup and the modern patient prescribed opioids are linked by a tragic through line. Our vulnerability to hope packaged in a bottle. The story of heroin and morphine-laced soothing syrups is not just about misguided medicine. It is about trust placed in doctors, in advertisements, in the promise that something so simple could solve something so difficult, that trust, betrayed, cost untold lives. And in its wake, it left a cautionary tale, that even the sweetest solutions can carry the bitterest truths.